If you are having a problem with overall back development, lagging body part, which I'm going to touch on my simple prioritization, which I believe is key to this whole entire video. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite IFBB Pro Seth Feroce here on the whiteboard with Meathead Lecture 101 Intro to Bodybuilding. And today we're going to be covering how to prioritize body parts, your lagging body parts, why they suck, and how we're going to pick them up. We're going to answer questions such as, what do I do when everything is growing but my, that's what she said, huh? No. But my arms, but my back, but my legs. My shoulders look great, but my chest is lagging. What do I do? So we're going to answer those questions. Stay tuned, get ready, and let's fuck some shit up. All right, everybody. We are here with Meathead Lecture 101, Intro to Bodybuilding. We love the whiteboard. I love the whiteboard. I love this setting. Ben brought up a good point that I should be on it should be a lecture for all of us meatheads on how to learn from layman's terms. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, nor am I ever going to try to be one. I'm somebody who's been lifting weights for over 25 fucking years. Been doing this since I was 13 years old. I have trialed and errored just about everything under the sun, anything from food, the nutrition portion, supplementation, training, gear, all the wild stuff. That's me. I've learned everything through experimentation. I've been my own guinea pig, and I believe that that's where I am in life. All the good and the bad, it's all from me. I've had a lot of great people over the years mentor me, such as Hani Rambod. We've done a ton of great stuff together. We're great friends. Our personalities met as coaches. So whenever I go through a lot of all of these things with Meathead Lecture 101, it's all from my experience as a bodybuilder, my experience as a meathead in the gym, just loving training, and just experimenting with things for certain periods of time to see if they work. So today, we're going to be covering lagging body parts. We all have them, okay? I don't think I've ever met somebody who just grows equally throughout their entire physique. And these are things whenever, for me personally, there are certain body parts that I had to work extra hard on. I had to spend more time on them. I had to prioritize my training, choose certain exercises, and then dedicate more time to them. A lot of the questions that people ask whenever they have a lagging body part, or they'll say, what do I do when everything is growing but my arms, but my shoulders, but my hamstrings? My shoulders look great, but my chest is lagging. So your shoulders, man, they're pumped, they're round, they're full, but then you're like, I don't have any shelf on my chest. My chest just like goes from like my shoulders and collarbone down, there's no shelf. Why? But my shoulders are super pronounced. You just have pronounced shoulders. My chest is growing. Man, I got a thick, round chest, but my shoulders aren't. And they don't have any pop to them. They don't have any roundness. What do I do? My back, it's getting wider, but it's not getting any thicker. I seem to it's getting wider, but it's not getting thicker. So these are questions that people commonly ask. My biceps just don't match the rest of my body. My arms don't match the rest. Got big shoulders, big traps, but like skinny arms. Now, with this, genetics play a massive role in weak or lagging body parts. Some people just don't have good bicep genetics. Some people have bicep genetics that are flat bicep heads. They're not peaked, they're not short, they're a little longer. You'll see other bodybuilders, a perfect example, Kevin Levrone, massive, legend in our sport, flat biceps. You're like, what? Why does his biceps look like that? But like the rest of them doesn't, based on genetics, okay? Can you overcome genetics? To a certain extent. Levrone had fucking insanely wild arms, but he didn't have crazy peaks whenever he hit his front double bicep. Front double bicep was still fucking mind-blowing, however, just not peaked biceps. So sometimes you can't beat those genetics. You have to work with them. And the same goes for other body parts. Some people can do legs till the cows come home. They can do the same exact leg workout as I do, and I have wild, sweeping quads, thick and juicy, meaty, and they could do the same workout and do not get the same results. Making sure that you understand that you have to work with your genetics and you have to work with how your body responds. And that's one of the most frustrating, wonderful things about bodybuilding. When I say frustrating, because you can trial so many different things and they just don't work. don't work. But then all of a sudden you do start to make progress with something and you see it and you're like, fuck yeah, I figured it out. And now that you're making progress, that is you doing the work. That satisfaction, that gratification, nobody can take that shit away from you. Whenever you overcome and break through plateaus and overcome weak and lagging body parts, that is you doing the work. Nobody can take that away from you. That's what's so wonderful about building a physique, whether you're in bodybuilding, powerlifting, strongman, CrossFit, Ironmans like Bob, any type of physical activity, what you get out of it is what you're putting in. And whenever you have a lagging body part, you feel that because you overcome it. So these are common questions I get a lot, and I'm going to go through some of the things that I have done to break through my plateaus, my lagging body parts, or my body parts that just weren't matching the rest of my body, and what I did to break through them. First out of the gate, if we're going to say, what do I do when everything is growing but my, let's just say, arms, okay? Everything's growing well, you're making progress, everything's looking good, but your arms seem to be falling behind. Now, the first thing I would say is, are you training hard enough? Are you dedicating yourself enough to that workout? If you say legs, everything's growing but my legs, are you actually training legs? Or are you just skipping leg day? Or are you kind of just giving it, the good college try to see, it might work, but it's really fucking hard. So first you have to be real with yourself and say, am I doing enough work? Am I dedicating myself enough to this? Am I exerting myself? Because on arm day, it's super easy to go into the gym with your bros and just fucking hit some curls, look good, just kind of be like, man, I like doing a set talking to my buddy because it's arm day. It's not as intense as something like a back day whenever you're fucking rowing 7 plates, you know what I mean? So it's kind of that the intensity could be different. Your mentality might be different on that day. So make sure that you're exerting the same amount of effort into each different workout that you would a back day or a chest day, because everybody loves chest day. So make sure you're doing that. That's the first thing. This next question I had, my shoulders look great, but my chest is lagging. So again, this is where genetics come into play, where sometimes it's like, okay, you might have like poor chest genetics, but you also might have your force production area is your shoulders. Your shoulders just might be the dominant body part that take more of the load than your chest does. So for example, whenever you're doing a certain exercise like a bench press or dumbbells, you're focusing more on moving the weight because you could be young, inexperienced, or again, whenever you're doing these exercises, you could just be shoulder dominant and moving the weight with more shoulders and triceps than you are your chest. And you're like, fuck me, dude, damn it. This sucks. My shoulders look great, but I don't like taking my shirt off because I have a shallow chest. How can I do this? How do I break through this? First step is you need to make sure that you can feel your chest activate, okay? We want to make sure, because if you just go out of the gate and start moving some heavy dumbbells on chest day and your shoulders are taking over, that means you don't feel it in your chest. You're not actually getting your chest to activate. So what can we do? Number one, you could start with some lighter weight and actually move slower and feel it activate, rather than just grab the fucking heavier weights and start moving them just for the ego and the excitement of being in the gym and showing off. We've all been there. I've been there. Next thing would be some type of pre-exhaustion. Start with a cable fly. Start with a pec deck, okay? A pec deck fly. Start with dumbbell flies. Start with a fly movement that actually takes your triceps and the pressing motion out so you can kind of feel your chest activate. You feel your chest move. Now that activation is going to come in and you're going to start moving blood there. That's why it's super important for like a non-stim pump pre-workout, so that you're allowed more blood to flow. Being hydrated and also making sure that you have enough food and nutrients in your system to push into that body part because it's falling behind. So if your shoulders are looking great and your chest is lagging, I would suggest a pre-exhaustion type of start. 3 to 5 sets, I'd prefer more of the 5 sets because I love volume, on a cable motion or a fly motion with a cable or the pec deck or dumbbells, and get that squeeze. Don't be afraid to make a muscle as you're beginning your workout with your flies and be like, yeah, I can feel it. That way, whenever you go in to do the presses, your shoulders are still going to be dominant because they're just dominant shoulders. However, we're going to be able to feel our chest activate with the presses from doing that pre-exhaustion, pushing the blood, moving the fluids into that area. The other thing would be, now, my chest is growing, but my shoulders aren't. They don't have any pop. So that's great. I would personally rather have my chest pop and my shoulders not, because I believe that we can work with shoulders easier than having your chest lagging, having a shallow chest. That's just my opinion. Calm down. My chest is growing, but my shoulders are not. Great, so you have a great chest. What do we do? Now, we need to build bigger, thicker shoulders. I would say you need to focus on the exercises such as side laterals and presses. Simple concept, stay on top of it. We're gonna go into prioritizing here in a minute where that really fits in. The next thing, my back is getting wider, but not any thicker. Okay, great. If your back is getting wider, fucking all right, dude, good job. It's hard to get a wide back. It's even harder to get a wide, thick back. Okay? With thickness, I would attest heavier, more compound movements need to be done. Heavier barbell rows, heavier T-bar rows. I call them sled pulls, which are close grip cable rows. You need to focus on moving a little more weight, but also at the same time still getting good activation. You still want to be able to feel everything in your back. You want to be able to feel your lats. You want to be able to feel everything. If you are having a problem with overall back development, lagging body part, which I'm going to touch on my simple prioritization, which I believe is key to this whole entire video. Pull-ups, motherfucker. Pull-ups are king. They will always be king on back day. If there's one exercise that I would say for back that you would do to have a well-developed overall back, pull-ups, motherfucker. And if you can't do pull-ups, do assisted pull-ups. Pull-ups and pull-downs are not the same. So if you have a lagging back, overall development of a back, pull-ups. I used to start every back day when I was fucking geared to the out of my fucking mind. I'd start every single back day with 100 pull-ups. It was a lot. Why? Because motherfucker, I had the energy and I wanted to develop a wild back. So whenever you look at my back now and you see just this like meat rack, it's because of me doing pull-ups, because my back, which we'll get into in a second here, was my lagging body part. I had, in my opinion, I had a great physique overall look, but where was I shallow? I was shallow in the back, and I needed to prioritize it. And how could I make my back better? How could I make it better whenever I loved my bro split? Because bro split built my physique. And if you haven't seen the video, go watch bro split versus push-pull legs, and you'll get that concept as well. That link right there. So how could I make it better? This over here is what I did to get to that next level and break through plateaus of being a professional bodybuilder. Meaning I was established, I got my shit together, I know how everything operates. However, still as a pro, you still have plateaus and you still want to get through things and become better. How could I build a much better back than I did? And I was always doing bro split when I was hitting one body part per week. So I do chest once a week, back once a week, and I was like, how can I hit back twice a week? How can I hit chest twice a week, or whatever lagging body part? Me, it was back. I came up with a concept that when did my back stop being sore and be 100% recovered? I was like, well, every fourth or fifth day is whenever my back would be like 100% recovered. And I'd wait a few more days and hit it again. But everything else is growing, but not my back. It was not growing the same as everything else. It was becoming lagging. So how did I fix it? I was like, well, since I feel better every fourth or fifth day, why not the following day hit that body part again? But I love my 7-day split. I had to throw the 7-day split out the fucking window. My 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. I had to throw that out the fucking window and say, no matter what fucking day of the week it is, that 5th day, I'm hitting back again. No matter what I'm supposed to do that day, fuck everything, back day. Oh, it's supposed to be shoulder day per my 7-day split. Fuck you, nope, it's back day. Oh, I'm supposed to hit arms. Nope, fuck you, it's back day. Oh, I'm supposed to be off today? No, fuck you, it's back day. No matter what it is, fuck you, back day. Every 5th day. That mindset, along with me doing pull-ups like a motherfucker, is what built it. So, what I mean by that is, this is how I trained. My back was the lagging body part. So, my split was, now I also, instead of doing the 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off, I went to 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off. Simply because that 7-day split got thrown out the fucking window. No matter what day of the week it is, this is what I'm fucking doing. Back, for day 1 was back day. Back, chest, legs, off. Shoulders, up, and then here it is. This is that 5th day. Back again. So back, chest, legs, off. 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on. It was shoulders. It was supposed to be arm day, but I say, fuck you, back. Then following is back to arm day, just as it would be if it fell right here, but we're putting back day every 5th day. Back, then arms, 1, 2, 3, then off day. And then we're back to chest. But we can't do back because we just trained back, so we're just gonna move because every 5th day we're hitting back, and then it's, look, up, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, up, back day, hit it again. So we did arms, then off, then chest, legs, back, off day, off, shoulders, arms, chest. Here is where you run into this. It's supposed to be an off day. So if it's an off day, but it's supposed to be back, you now have the decision to make. What should I do? Should I train back or should I take the day off? All in how you feel, all in where you are. So me, what I did the majority of the time was, I said, fuck the off day, I'm training back, because in my head, I said, no matter what, on that 5th day, I'm training fucking back. Every 5 days, training back. Just how the fuck it's gonna go. So I'd train back, and then the next day, I'd take my off day. And then go back and start over, okay? This prioritization schedule is what had helped pick my back up. If you have a lagging body part, I cannot suggest this concept high enough. If you are a beginner, if you are an intermediate, advanced, or professional, as a professional, this is what I did to pick my back up. Now, the workouts obviously played a massive role, okay? Doing pull-ups, 100 pull-ups, dedicating more time and paying more attention to the workouts and to specific exercises and planning out where I'm lagging. Like my overall width wasn't there, so that's where the pull-ups came from. I needed a thicker back. That's where the heavy rows come from, and the crazy heavy one-arm dumbbell rows. And also at that time, pushing more food on that day, more nutrients on that day. Taking time to understand that I need to be on top even more so than I already am on hydration, nutrition, supplementation, and even being more stringent with the protocol with the steroids. Because whenever you're at that level, and what I was doing, I left no stone unturned, because I was already doing as a professional as much as I could, and then I'm like, I need to get better. Well, how can I get better? I got to pay attention to the crumbs now. I paid attention to the crumbs. I looked at every single thing. I was like, oh, here's a little piece here I can get better. Here's a little piece here I can get better. Here's a little piece here, a little piece here, a little piece here. Before you know it, all those little pieces can turn into a pile, and that pile can make a massive difference. So that is where I was able to overcome my lagging body part. You could do this with any body part. I put 4 to 5 days because some body parts recover quicker than others. The back is a massive body part. The legs, also a body part that doesn't recover as quickly as your back. So, all in all, everybody's gonna have lagging body parts. We all run into it. We all stare at ourselves in the mirror constantly and be like, fuck, man, I just wish this was picking up, or this side isn't the same as this side, which is a whole nother video we'll get into later. But If you do have lagging body parts, try to apply some of these concepts here, and in the comments below, please tell me what you did to overcome it. And if there's people that have questions about this, please throw them in the comments. And if you are somebody that would like to give some advice in a courteous way by not being a douchebag, I'm sure some of the people would also love to hear other ways that they could help and prioritize their body parts. So, without further ado, thank you for watching. Get ready for more meathead lectures. Keep being a good motherfucker. Slap the old lady on the ass, let her know you love her, and don't be a piece of shit.